Quiet down, we'll get started. This is not Broadway, so we start on time. And we try to get that reputation out there so people don't miss out. We are fashionably late. We want to be right on time. Let me welcome you on behalf of the Southern Maine Association of Shakespearean Homeschoolers. Takes a while, and we've been doing Shakespeare in the original, in its entirety, for over 30 years. And there are some actors that have come today to the show that have been in previous shows too, so it's great to have them here. I always worried that they were in the show that we're doing, because then there'd be inevitable, I would have done it that way kind of stuff going on. But I hope you enjoy this. You get to the place when you're directing it, that you just have to let it go, and then it just happens. So I'm going to let it happen to you. There are fire exits which you are to submit to should anything alarm you. For those exits, leave the building. It's an old building. The faster you leave, the better. Got it? So if that's your happening, that's where you go. Comfort stations are on the next floor down, at the end of the hall. Ladies, God bless you. There'll probably be a line, but I can't help that. Down the hall, at the end is the gentlemen, and the ladies are to the left. Make yourselves comfortable. There will be an intermission with refreshments that you can just enjoy. Okay? So they're quite good. Eat them all up so I don't have to take them all. Okay. I don't know that I should say much more, except this would not happen if it weren't for the volunteer help and contribution of the parents, dads, and moms. And I'm just really indebted to them. They make my life so easy. I just switch direct, and they take care of everything. They even take care of me, which is quite a chore. But anyway, I want to thank them because they've been diligent to be here, to attend rehearsals, and then help with makeup, costuming. Just amazing. So I don't know if you get to meet any of them, but know that they were major players in putting on this production. So here we are. It is 2024, and we are performing As You Like It.
Mine's my gentility, with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father. which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude, I will no longer endure it. Though yet I know no wise remedy to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what made you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I'm helping you mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed. Be not wild.
What? Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent, that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than whom I before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, in that you were the firstborn. But the same tradition does not take away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you. Albeit I confess, you coming before me is near to his reverence.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat, till this other had pulled thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Patience, sweet masters, for thy father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me a good education. You have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding me from all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
What wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. And pray leave me. Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true. I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will visit your greatness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Dennis? Dennis?
Calls your worship?
Was not Charles, Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door, and importunes access to you.
Call him in. It will be a good way. And tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is to say, the old Duke is banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose lands and revenues enrich the new duke. Therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh, no. For the Duke's daughter loves her so, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her into exile or have died to stay behind. She is at the court now, and is no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter. And never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and many merry men with him. There they live like old Robin Hood of England, and fleet the time carelessly. They say many young gentlemen flock to him each day, to fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the golden age.
What, you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry, do I, sir. I came to acquaint you with the matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your sake, I would be loath to foil him, as I must for mine own honor's sake, if he come in. Therefore, I came to acquaint you with all, that you might either stay him from this intendment, or brook such disgrace, well as he shall run into. It is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have by underhand means labored to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. That is leaf that is great his neck is his finger. Now art best look to it. For if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself upon thee, who practice against thee by poison, contracted by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, though with the tears I speak it, there's not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him, but should I anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep. Thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come in tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize no more. So God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I shall stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul. Yet I know not why. Hates nothing more than me. Yet is gentle, never schooled and yet learns, full of noble device, of all sorts enchanting exceedingly beloved, indeed so much in the heart of the world, especially of my own people, who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cause be married.
My dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will, and when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be married.
From henceforth I will, cuz, and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport of all. But love no man in good earnest. Nor no further in sport neither, when there with safety of a pure blush thou mayest in honor come off again.
Why, what shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock who that has thy fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true. For though she makes fair, she scarce makes honest. And though she makes honest, she makes very ill favoredly.
Nay, nature, fortune reigns in gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No. When nature hath made a fair creature, and she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flout at fortune, hath not fortune sent in this fool to cut off the argument?
Aye, there is fortune too hard for nature. When fortune makes nature's natural, the cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work neither, but nature's, who perceiveth our natural wits too dull to reason of such goddesses, and has sent in this natural to be our whetstone. For always the dullest of the fool is the whetstone of the wits. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by my honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain
knight that swore by his honor the pancakes were good, and swore by his honor the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not, and the mustard was good, and yet was the knight not forsworn?
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
I am married. Now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth, stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them.
Thou art. By my neighbor, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he had sworn it all away before ever he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Really, who is that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough. Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely, that wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, that speakest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur Lebeau.
With his mouth full of news.
Hold on, Essex. You used to be very young.
Then shall we be news around?
All the better. We shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news? Fair princess, you have lost much good sport. Sport? Of what color? What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decrease.
Well said. That was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, let me keep not my rank.
Then thou losest thy old smell.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost sight of.
Yet tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if you please your ladies, you may see the end. For here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, at the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons,
I can match this beginning with an old tale.
3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence.
With bills on their necks. Be it known to all men.
By these presents. The eldest of 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles, in a moment, threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there is little hope of life in him. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. Yonder they lie, the poor old man their father making such pitiful dole over them, that all the beholders take his part in weeping.
Alas.
But what is the sport, Monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. But it is the first time ever I heard that breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here, for here is the place appointed, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder is sure they're coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril and school would knit.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he try him with the strength of mine.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You've seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes, or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would prompt you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized, but we will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts. Wherein I confess I am much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shame that was never gracious. If killed, but one dead that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world, no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in this world I fill the place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to equal hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be received.
Your heart's desire to it.
Come, where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath been into more modest working.
You shall try, but one fall!
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second, one that have so mightily persuaded him from the first.
You mean to mock me after. You should not have mocked me before. But come thy ways.
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man.
I would I were invisible to catch the strong fellow.
Would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find you still mine enemy. Hast thou descended from another house? But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant youth. I would thou hast told me of another father.
Were I my father's husband, I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Rowland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears unto entreaties ere he took that adventure.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at the heart. Sir, you have well deserved. You do keep your promises in love, but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentle
talking of us,
Aye. Very well, fair gentleman.
can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown, or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place, albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. But such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is indeed better suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you, sir. And pray you, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that was here at the wrestling?
Neither of his daughter if we judge by manner, but yet indeed the taller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, here detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late the Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bound to you. Very well. Thus must I, in the smoke, into the smother, from tired Duke into a tired brother. But heavenly Rosalind,
My cousin? Why, Rosalind! Cupid have mercy. Not a word?
Not one to throw at a dog.
No. Thy words are too precious to be cast away upon curs. Come, throw them upon me. Come, lay me with reasons.
Then there were two cousins laid up, when the one should be laid with reasons and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father?
No. Some of it is for my child's father.
Ah,
Oh, how full of briars is this working day world.
they are but birds, cousin, thrown upon thee in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These birds are in my heart.
Hem them away.
I would try if I could cry hem.
father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, hate. Hate him not, for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. And do you love him? Because I do. Look, here comes the Duke.
His eyes full of anger.
Mistress! Dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court!
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if that thou be found so near our public court, as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I pray you, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence, or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream, or be not frantic, as I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your grace.
Thus do all traitors. If their purification consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There is a note.
So was I, when your highness took his dukedom. So was I, when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we to derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak. Aye, Celia, we stay here for your sake. Else had she with her father raised along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she betrayed her wife, so am I. We still have slept together, rose in an instant, learned, played, eat together, and wheresoever we went, like Juno's swans, still yet coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee, and her smoothness, her very silence, and her patience speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool! She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt seem more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then no open not my lips, firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool! You need to provide yourself. If you all stand time upon my honor and in the greatness of my will, you die!
Oh, my poor Rosalind. Whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not? Prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No? Hath not? Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise me how we fly, whither to go and what to bear with us. And do not seek to take your change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven, now at our sorrow's tale, say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee. course of argument.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in some poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The like do you, so shall we pass along and never stir sails.
Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man, a gallant curtalax on my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie there what hidden women's fear their will, when I was swashing in a martial outside, as many other mannish cowards have that do not face it with their semblances.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Joe's own page. Therefore, look you call me Ganymede. What can you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But, cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of thy father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our trouble?
He'll go along for the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together. Devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go in content, to liberty and not banishment.
Alright, just a wee bit confused. What happened there?
Orlando, the youngest son of recently deceased Sir Rowland du Bois, has been treated harshly by his eldest brother Oliver. Bitter and angry, Orlando challenged the court wrestler Charles. When Oliver learned of the fight, Oliver told Charles to injure Orlando if possible. Duke Senior has been recently deposed by his brother, Duke Frederick, as head of the court. But he allowed Senior's daughter, Rosalind, to remain, and she and Celia, the new Duke's daughter, watched the wrestling competition. During the match, Rosalind fell in love with Orlando, who beat Charles. Rosalind gave Orlando a chain to wear, and in turn, he was overcome with love.
Well, at least you put up a good fight.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted palm? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? here feel we not the penalty of Adam, the season's difference as the icy fang, and shireless chiding of the winter's wind, which when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold. I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are the counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this our life, free from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Happy is your grace, that can translate this stubbornness of fortune to so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go and kill us venison? And yet it irks me, the poor dappled fools, being native birthers of this desert city, should in their own confines, with forked heads, have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques proves of that, and in that time swears that you do more usurp than doth your brother who hath banished you. Today my lord of Amiens and myself did steal behind him, along in this wood, along the brook that brawls along this wood, to the which place a poor sequestered stag, that from the hunter's aim had taken a hurt, did come to languish. And indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that their discharge did stretch his leathern coat almost to bursting, and the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose in piteous chase. And thus the hairy fool, much marked of the melancholy Jacques, stood on the extremest verge of the swift brook, augmenting it with tears.
But what said Jacques? Did he not moralize this spectacle?
Oh yes, into 1,000 similes. First for his weeping into the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he, thou makest a testament as worldlings do, giving thy somewhat more for that which had too much. Then being there alone, left and abandoned of his velvet friends. 'Tis right, quoth he, thus misery doth part the flux of company. Anon, a careless herd, full of the pasture, jumps along by him, and never stays to greet him. Aye, quoth Jacques, sweep on, you fat and greasy citizens, 'tis just the fashion wherefore you look upon that poor and broken bankrupt there. Thus, most invectively, he pierceth the body of country, city, court, yea, and of this our life sworn that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, affright the animals and kill them off, and they're assigned a native dwelling place.
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting upon the sobbing deer.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.
Can't be possible that no man saw them. It cannot be. Some villains in my court of consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies, her attendants of her chamber, saw her abed, and in the morning early they found the bed untempered of their mistress.
My lord, the boyish clown at whom so oft her grace was wont to laugh, is also missing. Hesperia, the princess gentlewoman, confesses secretly o'erheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles, and she believes wherever they're gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I'll make him bind him. Do this expediently, and let's not search an inquisition quail to bring against these foolish runaways. Who's there?
Oh my what? My young master. Oh my sweet master. Oh, you memory of old Sir Roland. Why? What made you here? Why are you so virtuous? Why do people love you? And wherefore are you so gentle, strong, and valiant? Your praises come too quickly home before you. Know you not, gentle master, to some kind of men their graces serve them, but as enemies? No more do yours. Your virtues, gentle master, are sanctified and holy traitors to you. Oh, what a whirling is when one is comely and venoms him that bears it.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors. Within this room, the enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother. No, no brother. Yet the son, yet not the son. I will not call him son. Of him I was about to call his father. Have heard your praises, and this night means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within. If he fail in that, he will have other means to cut you off. I overheard him and his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter it.
Why? Whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
Don't have a wither, so you come not here.
What? Shall I go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword, force a thievish living on the common road? This I must do. Or know not what to do. Yet this I will not do. Do how I can. I rather subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But not so. I have 500 crowns. The thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster nursement, service treating my old limbs lie lame and unregarded age in corners thrown. Take that, and he that doth the ravens feed, yea, providentially caters for the sparrow, will be comfort to my age. Here is the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servant.
No.
Though I look old, I am yet strong and lusty. For in my youth, never did I apply hot and rebellious liquors in my blood, nor did not with unbashful forehead woo the means of weakness and debility. Therefore, my age is as a lusty winter, frosty but timely. Let me go with you. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, no.
Oh, good old man. How well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world. When service sweat for duty, not for me. Thou art not for the fashion of these times, when none will sweat but for promotion, and having that to choke their service up, even with the having. It is not so with thee. But, poor old man, thou prunest a rotten tree, which cannot so much as a blossom yield, in lieu of all thy pains and husbandry. But come thy ways. We'll go together, and ere we have thy youthful way to spend, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. From 17 years till now, almost fourscore, here lived I, but now live here no more. At 17 years, many their fortune seek, but at fourscore it is too late for we. But fortune could not recompense me better than to die well and not my master's debtor.
if my leg were not weary.
I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel, to cry like a woman. But I must comfort the weaker vessel, as doublet and hose ought to show itself courageous to petticoat. Therefore, courage, good Eliana.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you. Yet I should bear no cross if I did bear you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
I'm in Arden? The more fools I. When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
I be so good touchstone. Look who comes here, a young man and an old with a solemn talk. That is the way to make her scorn you still. Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guessed, for I have love ere now.
No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou was as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000. That I have forgotten.
Oh, and thou never loved so heartily, if thou rememberest not the slightest folly that ever love made thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not sat, as I do now, wearing here in the mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe! Phoebe! Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And mine. I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword upon a stone and bid him take that for coming a night to Jane Smile. And I remember the kissing of her backler that her cow's dugs had melted. And I remember the wooing of a peace cod instead of her, from whom I took 2 cods and giving them her, saying with weeping tears, wear these for my sake. We that are lovers run into strange capers, but all it is mortal in nature, so is nature in love with mortal in folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art ware of.
Nay, I shall never beware of mine own wit till I break my shin against it.
Jove, Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you question yon man's food for gold gives any food. I faint almost to death.
Hello, you clown.
Peace, fool! Is not thy kinsman? Who called?
Your betterer, sir.
Everybody very wretched?
No.
Peace, I say. Good evening to you, sir, and to you, gentle sir, and to you all. I prithee, shepherd, if that love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel much oppressed, and faints for succor. Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than for mine own. My fortunes were more able to relieve her. But I am a shepherd too young, and I do not cheer the fleeces that I graze. And my master of a churlish disposition, and little reck to find a way to heaven by
doing decent hospitality. And besides, his coat, his gloves, and bounds of feed are now on sale. And at his sheep coat now, by reason of his absence, there is nothing that you will speak on. But what is? Come see, and in my voice, most welcome shall you be.
I pray you, what is he that shall buy this flock and pasture?
That young swain that you saw here but a while little cares for buying anything.
I pray you, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, the pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. Go with me, if you like a part of the profit, the soil, and this kind of life. I will, your very faithful Peter, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
On greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry nose unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather.
More, I pray thee, more.
It would make you melancholy, Monsieur Jacques.
I thank it, but more, I pray thee, more. I can suck the melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I pray thee, more.
My voice is tragic. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire that you sing. Come, another stanza. Call them stanzas?
What you will, Monsieur Jacques.
Nay, I cannot for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More is your request than to please myself.
Well, if ever I thank any man, I shall thank you. But that what they call a compliment is like the encounter of two dog eggs. When a man thanks me heartily, I thinks I have given him a penny and he renders me the beggarly thanks. Come, sing, and you that will not hold your tongues.
The Duke will drink under this tree. He hath been all this day to brook you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He is too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he, yet I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, wool, come.
Who doth ambition shun, who loves to live the sun, seeking the food he eats, and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
I shall give you a verse I wrote to this note yesterday, despite of my invention.
And I'll see it.
Thus it goes, if it come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his life and ease, his stubborn will to please, du Sudame, here shall he see gross fools as he, if he will come to me.
What's that? You will see coming.
'Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. I'll go sleep if I can, if not, I'll rail against all the first
And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Why, how now, Adam? Is there no greater heart in thee? Live a little. Comfort a little. Cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will give thee food for it, or bring it for food to thee. Thy conceit is near death in thy powers. For my sake, be comfortable. Hold Betty a while at arm's end, and I will be here with you presently. And if I bring thee not something to eat, I give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labor. Well said. Thou lookest cheerily, and I'll be with thee quickly. Yet thou liest in a bleak air. Come, I'll bear you to some shelter, and thou shalt not die for lack of dinner. If there is anything in it. Desert. Cheerily, good Adam.
I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
Indeed, my lord, here was he married, here in Nova Song.
If he, compact of jars, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go, seek him out. Tell him I would speak with him.
My lord, he saves my labor by his own approach.
Why, how now, good monsieur? What a life is this, that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool, I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool, a miserable world. As I live by food, I met a fool, who laid him down and basked him in the sun, and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms, in good set terms, and yet still a motley fool. Good moral fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not a fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then, drawing from his coat a dial, he, looking upon it with lackluster eye, he says very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. It was but 1 hour since it was 9, and an hour more to be 11. And thus from hour to hour we ripened, from hour to hour we wrought and wrought. And thereby hangs a tale. When I hear the motley fool thus moral upon the time, my lungs began to go like Chanticleer. That fool should be so deep contemplative, I did laugh sun's intermission an hour by his dial. Oh, worthy fool, oh noble fool, motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool, one that hath been a courtier. He says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as a remainder biscuit after a long voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool, I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have them.
It is my only suit, provided that you read your better judgments of all thought that grows rank in them as I am wise. I must have liberty withal, as large a charter as the wind to blow upon whom I please, and they that are most gallant with my folly, they the most must laugh. Why, sir, must they so? Why is plain this way to perish church? He who a fool doth very wisely hate doth very foolishly, although he smart not to seem senseless of the bar. If not, the wise man's folly is anatomized even by the squandering glances of the fool. Invest me in my motley, give me leave to speak my mind, and through I shall cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee, I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What for a counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous, foul sin in chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish sting itself, and all of the embossed sores and headed evils that thou, with license of free foot, hast caught, wouldst thou disgorge to the general world.
Why, who cries out on pride that can therein tax any private party? Doth it not flow as hugely as the sea until the very means do ebb? What woman in the city do I name when I say the city woman bears the cost of princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say that I mean her when one such as she is her neighbor? Or what is he, a basest function that says his bravery is not on my cost, thinking that I mean him, but therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech? Where then, what then, how then, let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged him. If it do him right, he hath wronged himself, and if he be free, then my taxing like a wild goose flies unclaimed of any man. But who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shall it not till necessity be served.
And what kind should this cock come of?
Art thou thus boldened, man, by thy distress? Or else a rude despiser of good manners, that incivility thou seemst so empty?
If you touch my vein at first, the thorny point of their distress hath taken from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I inland bred and no son nurture? But forbear, I say, he dies. That touches any of his fruit, till I and my affairs are answered.
And if you will not be answered with reason, I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost died for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. But whatever you are that in this desert, inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time, if ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where bells have knolled the church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear, and know what 'tis to pity, and be pitied, then let gentleness my strong enforcer be, in the which hope I blush and hide my sorrow.
True it is that we have seen better days, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, and sat at good men's feast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore, sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that your wanting may be ministered.
Then forbear your food a little while. Like a doe, I go to find my fawn and give it food. There is an old man who hath after me many a weary step, limped in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger, I will not touch a bit.
Go, seek him out. We will nothing waste till you return.
be blessed for your comfort.
Thou seest, we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and in his time, a man may play many parts, acts being 7 ages. The first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. The second, the whining schoolboy with satchel on side and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace, making woeful ballads to his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the cloud, jealous in honor, quick in cold, always seeking a bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, with fair round belly and good capon line, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of many wise saws and modern instances. And thus he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the mean and slippered pantaloon, with couch on side and spectacles on nose, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunken shank. His big, manly voice turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Then the last scene of all, which ends this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans eyes, sans teeth, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him feed.
Thank you. Most for him.
So had he need. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Fall to. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Give us some music, and good cousin, sing.
Blow, blow, wind to me. Blow, blow, wind to me. There was not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Unto the green hub, 'cause friendship is spinning, most loving mere folly, when hey, oh, holly, this life is most jolly, free.
If that you were the good Sir Roland, son, as you have whispered faithfully you were, and as mine eyes doth its effigies witness, truly lines are living in your face, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loves your father. The residue of your fortunes, to my cave, you tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome, as thy master is. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand. Let me all your fortunes understand.
same time, and seemingly without cause, Duke Frederick banished Rosalind. She decided to seek shelter in the forest of Arden or Celia. They disguised themselves, Rosalind as the young man Ganymede, and Celia as the shepherdess sister Aliana. Touchstone the court will also go for them.
Well, the old dude certainly is a nice guy, isn't he? I'd like to spend a nice dinner with him.
Not seen him since. Sir, that cannot be. But were I not the better part made mercy, I should not seek an absent argument of my revenge. Thou present, but look to it. Find out thy brother, wheresoever he is. Seek him with candle. Bring him dead or living. Within this 12 months, or turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory. Thy lands and all things that thou dost call thine, worth, Caesar, do we seize into our hands, though thou canst quickly by thy brother's mouth, of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
Oh, villain thou. Well, push him out of doors, and let my officers of such a nature make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently, and turn him going.
Hang there my verse in witness of my love. And thou, thrice crowned queen of night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above thy hunter's name that my full life doth sway. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts all character, that every eye within this forest looks shall see thy virtue, witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree, the fair, the chaste, the unexpressive, she.
And how like you this shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. Now, in respect that it is solitary, it pleases me well. But as it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect that it is in the field, it pleases me well. But as it is not at court, it is tedious. As it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well. But as there is no plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast thou any philosophies in thee, shepherd?
No more, but that I know. The more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. And that he that wants money means, and content is without 3 good friends, that the property of rain is the west, and the fire to burn, that good pasture makes fat sheep, and the great cause of the night is lack of sun. That he that has earned no wit by nature, nor art may, complain of good breeding, or come of very dull kindred.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Wast ever at court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Nay, truly, thou art damned, like an ill roasted egg, all on one side. good manners, thou manners are wicked, and wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Truly, shepherd, thou art in a parlous state.
Not the wit touchstone. These that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at court. You told me you salute, not at the court, but you kiss your hands. That courtesy would be unclean if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance, come, briefly, instance.
And we are still hitting our ewes and their bells, even though our greasy.
Is not the sweat of man as wholesome as the grease of mutton? Shallow, shallow. A better instance, come.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Your lips will feel them sooner. Shallow again, a more subtle instance, come I say.
And they are often tarred over with the surgery of our sheep. And would you have us kiss tar? The courtier's hands are perfumed with civet.
Most shallow man, thy words meet in respect of a good piece of flesh. Indeed, learn this of wise and prepare. Civet is of a baser birth than tar, the very uncleanly flux of a cat. Mend thy instance in thee, shepherd.
You have too courtly a wit for me. I'll rest.
Wilt thou rest, damn? God help thee, shallow man. God make incision in thee. Thou art raw.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear. Own no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good. Content with my heart and the greatest of my pride, to see my ears graze and my limbs suck.
That is another simple sin in you, to bring the ewes and the rams together, to offer your living by the copulation of cattle, to be bought by a bellwether, to betray a she-lamb of 12 months to a crooked-pated old cockledy ram, out of all reasonable match. If thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself shall have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, the new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lie are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosalind.
I'll rhyme you so 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours accepted. That is the right butterwoman's rank to market out, fool, for a taste. If a heart be lacking kind, let him seek out Rosaline. If a cat will offer kind, so be sure will Rosaline. Winter garments must be lined, so must winter Rosaline. Lay the three must she combine, then to cart will Rosaline. Sweet in nuts have sour rinds, such a nut is Rosaline. They that sweet and rose will find, lovers prick and Rosaline. This is a very foolish verses of gossip. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found them on a tree.
Truly, tree bears bad fruit.
I shall graft it with you, and then I will graft it with a medlar. Then you'll be the earliest fruit in the country, for you'll be rotten or you'll be half ripe, and that's the right virtue of the medlar.
Whether wisely or no, let the forest judge.
Peace! Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be? For it is unpeopled? No. Tongues I'll hang on every tree that shall civil sayings show. Somehow brief life of man runs his erring pilgrimage, but the stretching of a span buckles in his sum of age. Some of violated vows twixt the soul to friend and friend, but upon the fairest vows, or at every sentence end, will I, Rosalinda, write, teaching all that read to know the quintessence of every sprite, heaven would in little show. Therefore heaven nature charged, that one body should be filled with all graces wide enlarged. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, but not her heart, Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part, sad Lucretia's modesty. Thus Rosalind of many parts by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she his gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave.
O most gentle Jupiter, what tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people?
How now? Back, friends. Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, Sarah. Come, Shepherd. Let us make an honorable retreat, though not with bag and baggages, but with scrip and scriptages.
Didst thou hear all these verses? Oh yes, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
That's no matter, the feet might bear the verses.
But the feet were lame, and could not bear themselves without the verse, and then stood lamely in the verse.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon all these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came, for look you here what I found in a palm tree. I was never so berhymed since Pythagoras' time that I was an Irish rat, which I can hardly remember.
Trow you who hath done this? Is it a man? And a chain that you once wore about his neck. Change you color?
I prithee.
Who? It is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes and so encountered.
Nay, but who is it? Is it possible? I prithee now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful. And after that,
Good my complexion! Dost thou think since I am caparisoned like a man that I have a doublet in hose in my disposition? 1 inch of delay more is a south sea of discovery. Tell me who it is quickly and speak apace. I would thou couldst stammer, that thou might pour this concealed man out of thy mouth, as wine from an aromatic bottle, either too much at once or none at all. I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
What manner of man? Is his head worth a hat, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Why, God will send more, if the man will be thankful. Let me stay the growth of his beard, if thou delay me not to the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that tripped at the wrestler's heels in your heart both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak sad brow and true maid.
If it cuts, 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou sawest him? How looked he? Where went he? What makes he here? Did he ask for me? How parted he with me? Where remains he? When shall thou see him again? Answer me in 1 word.
You must bar me gargantuous mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size. To say aye and no to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
Yes, but doth he know that I'm in this forest and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
It is as easy to count atomies as the propositions of a lover. But take a taste of my finding him, and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Job's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good man.
Proceed.
There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
So to be pitied to see such a sight. It well becomes the ground.
cry hollows thy tongue, I prithee. It curvets unceasingly. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden. That brings me out of tune. Do you not know that I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Say on, bring me out. Stop, comes he not here? 'Tis he, sling by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I would as lief have been myself alone.
And so had I. But yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let us meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
And I pray you mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name.
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Tell me, have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and conned them out of rings?
Not so, but I answer you bright painted cloth, from whence you have studied your questions.
You have a nimble wit. One would think it was made of Atlanta's heels. Come, do not sit with me, we shall rail against our mistress the world and all our misery.
I chide no breather in the world, but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I would not change for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
Ease to round the brook, look but in, and you shall see.
There I shall see but mine own figure.
Which I take to be either fool or cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with thee. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur. Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is it o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I prithee, who doth he trot withal?
Mary. He trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If the interim be but a 7 night, time's pace is so hard that it seems the length of 7 years.
And to ambles time withal.
With a priest that lacks Latin, and a rich man that hath not the gout. For the one sleeps easily because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he feels no pain. The one lacking the burden of lean and wasteful learning, the other knowing no burden of heavy, tedious penury. These time ambles withal.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows. For though he goeth softly as foot can fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
Who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, for they sleep between term and term, and then they perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister,
Are you native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled?
Your accent is something finer than even persons and so remote a dwelling.
I have been told so of many. But indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against the subject, and I thank God I am not a woman, to be touched with so many giddy offences as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of woman?
There were none principal. They were all like one another as halfpence are, each one fault seeming monstrous till its fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount some of them.
Nay, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man, Pontus Sepphoris, that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind in their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all, forsooth, deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would have some good counsel for him, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaken. Oh, I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There are none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A hollow cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. But I pardon you for that, for simply your having in beard is a younger brother's revenue. Then, your hat should be unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, your hose ungartered, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make me believe I love.
Me believe it. You may as soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she is apter to do than to confess she does. That is one of the points in which women still give the lie to their consciences. But in good sooth, are you he that writes the verses on the trees in which the name Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, by the white hand of Rosalind, that I am he. That unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes do speak?
If neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a wit as madmen do. The only reason they are not so punished and cured, that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes. One. And in this manner. He used to imagine me his love, his mistress. And I sent him every day to woo me, at the which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, the effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything, as boys and women are, for the most part, cattle of this color, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness. Which was to forswear the full stream of the world, and to live in a nook merely monastic. And thus I cured him, and in this way will I take it upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you, if you would but call me your Rosalind, and come every day to my cote and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you should tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Didn't they? You must call me Rosalind. Come, sister. Will you go?
We shall now have a brief 15-minute intermission. There are bathrooms to the left and down the stairs, and concessions out the back. But beest thou sure thou art back in 15 minutes. Enjoy.
Okay, let's just go to the. I have to go to the bathroom. Let's go to the bathroom first, and then.
Wow, how are you liking it?
That's got to be exhausting. Yeah, it was. I was really so. How long was it? Woolwich.
Good. So are you about done?
I'm done working.
Okay. So Alice and I are going to DC, looking at a couple schools. So we're going to take the Amtrak district because I looked at like price of parking the car. You might as well take the Amtrak. Parking is, and so we're coming right into like if you can take the train from Brunswick to North Station, subway to South Station, Boston, and then into Union Station in DC, and then we have an Airbnb like a half a mile from Union Station. So yeah, so yeah, so it was $400 for both of us round trip. And so like when you consider like this parking, if you park it, like first of all, most of the Airbnbs don't have parking. If you park at a hotel, it's about $60 a day to park. And so it was like, and you can get in DC anywhere you want to go on the train, on the subway. So like, yeah, I think it's clean and yeah. So yeah, exactly. So I was like, because I intended for this
packed out there.
We usually do things
So good.
Start at a subway station on the north side of town, leave the car
So
for a
he's
few
now
days
talking
and go in.
to a friend about how it was in his day with no props.
You one metro station,
Much so,
you park on
right.
the side of the city, so one on the north side of town.
But
and
yeah,
we'll guarantee
it's
that
so
there's
good.
parking.
They are
You can
loving
reserve
it.
the parking. And so I was like,
There's a lot.
that sounds really stressful.
Such good physical.
So I'm like, for
Yes,
$400.
yes. Yeah, they're doing so much with their
So we
faces
leave at
and so
7
much
a.m.
with just like
from Brunswick.
I'm so impressed.
And we get there about 9:30
They are
at night.
really doing
So we have like 2.5 hours in
and
Boston
enunciation
between,
really well.
so enough time to
Like
get something to
carrying
eat.
well.
So,
I was
and driving in DC.
cool.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I know.
Right. Yes, it is. And that's,
them up.
yeah,
I know,
my parents
right?
took us my 5th or 6th grade year. We're from Indiana. Both from Indiana. They'd never been on a subway. And so we drove in DC.
Oh, okay.
And my memories are all of looking in the phone book and trying to find fast food place.
I am so
And
glad
then
we're
trying
down
to figure
here.
out how to get to said fast food place because it was so expensive.
Okay. Well, it's warm down here.
Before
But it is, I bet it's
and it
hot.
was like the price of eating in a nice
Oh.
restaurant in Indiana.
I know, you too.
Oh, and
I
that's
was so
all I
excited
remember
when
is
we
like all our time spent in traffic.
we were trying to pick the right
place
time to
the
come.
next. And, you know, yeah.
They're probably going to every show. Yeah. Wow, I was thinking I would. Yeah. Oh, I bet. This is your second one now, right? This weekend? If you went the last night? I don't know. Because, yeah, I guess, you know,
Yeah,
probably
so
like
we're
some
waiting,
dress
like,
rehearsal.
we're waiting for the
You
science
know.
letter.
Oh,
Frankly,
well, that's
it's a
good.
counselor, well, no, not a science counselor, it's not the counselor. It's waiting on a recommendation letter from a teacher.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
waited in
So
his
long this weekend?
like, literally,
Okay.
he was like, he got the recommendation letter before his final.
Is there one tomorrow?
Applications had to be in, like.
Yeah, I looked like you guys did it. Like a Sunday late evening.
And so now we're
Okay.
waiting on acceptance letters, because like the reality is, we didn't get
Oh,
it.
okay. That would make sense.
But we're not gonna know in time.
Yeah, I like
So
this
it's like, well,
Yeah.
we're gonna go, we're gonna look.
Right, I know that's actually why this one too. I was like, I don't know, yeah. How long does it take? It's like 45 minutes to get here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So, he and I are
Not
gonna
too bad
go
for us.
do that for a week and then,
So one
if
year,
you're having a
actually,
full
it's
life,
like
or
one
the
year
bike
with
and
peanut
pedal.
butter. The trees were.
My parents.
It's might be downstairs. Oh my goodness. And downstairs or this one? And one of them. If you can, it's fine.
Andrew was like,
Well, did you go in?
he was like,
And there was a
No way.
Rachel, and she
you know, like the last time.
see. I think there were
They took
both
two plays
that had like
and he was like, but her, I mean, there's no way I could navigate that.
That's so annoying.
But this way, we'll put him on one place, Mom and Dad will get him off. Like, we'll put him on in Bangor, and Dad will get him off, Mom and Dad will get him off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we went like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, you can't
And
play.
then she put it on her. She's like,
Navigate.
you can't see her face, right? You can just see the arms going. That's so fantastic. I don't know why they haven't done it again. Yeah. So good. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, this is so good. There's somehow,
They're waiting for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I should be fine. Andrew's still very nervous. Andrew's so cute. He went to Woolwich. Emmy, sorry. Emmy went to Woolwich and wrote out a petition that says, the sign.
And she's telling me
Everything shall be in charge while we're flying. It shall be in charge. Well, she and Andrew, because she is the more responsible part, and she went around and teachers.
where all these places were.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, so
Right. Yeah.
that was great for me. They all got great kicked out.
And so I decided
One of the
to
teachers
sit
likes
next to her.
her.
And last night we saw her.
She was like, no, and it's like, you're gonna be outside. You can handle it.
No, it really is.
So then when they find out,
You always know somebody.
after them, so they're gonna stay, they're flying down Tuesday, and they're gonna stay till the following Tuesday. And Madison's gonna fly in Saturday night with her boyfriend. And so they'll get Sunday, Monday with her.
I hope they do.
Because they have to fly down.
Yeah.
So we'll see her and all this.
I have a flip phone still.
So they'll get a couple of days. The intention was like that.
He's staying away from the smartphone.
Emmy is reading through text, so my phone can't figure out.
Yeah, yeah. Though if you do go, they'll have the. I went out to eat with my siblings one time, and they had this little scanner thing instead of a menu. They're like, scan that for your menu. Well, I have a flip phone. My sister has a flip phone. One of my brothers has a flip phone, and the other one has a smartphone, but he didn't know how to use it. They were like, parents. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to. I finally figured it out. Like, that you use your camera. Oh, is it a camera thing? The little scanner thing, you know, like the code scanning thing.
Oh, is that how they do it? I never actually knew.
I had no idea. I think that's what you do.
Oh, so it reads like the QR codes and stuff.
Oh.
I know they're usually so ubiquitous.
It's okay, I'll never use it anyway. Your kids will. Maybe.
Let's see. They are
Yes, they are. You know, it's been sitting next to me the whole time being like,
yeah. I think as soon as like the physical authentication of the first scene happened.
oh, he loves the fight scenes. Oh, yeah, we
Yeah, and that's why, like, rather than because I'm like, it's why I was like, this is got to go, I mean, it's that's hilarious. I know. I would have had a mind, but I finally found yeah, it's very fun. And like, yeah, we do.
Another Shakespeare play that she's familiar with.
No, truly. The truest poetry is most fading. Lovers are given to poetry, and what they do swear in poetry, it is said as lovers they do fame.
Do you wish, then, that the gods made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swearest to me that thou art honest. Now, if thou art a poet, I might have some hope in thou distant fame.
Would you not have me chaste and honest?
No, truly. To cast away honesty onto a foul slut is to put good meat onto an unclean dish.
I am not a slut. Though I think the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martin, the victor of the next village, who hath promised to meet us in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. A man may, if he were a fearful heart, stagger in his attempt. For here we have no temple but the woods, no assembly but the horned beasts. But what then? Courage. As horns are odious, they are necessary. It is said, many a man knows no end of his goods. Right. Many a man has good horns and knows no end of them. That is the dowry of his wife. It is none of his own great-getting horn. Even so, poor men alone? No, no. The noblest steer hath them as huge as a rascal. And is the unmarried man therefore blessed? No. As a walled town is more worthy than a village, as is the forehead of a married man more worthy than the bare brow of a bachelor. By so much is a horn more precious than to mock. Here comes Sir Oliver Marquez. You are well met. Will you dispatch us under this tree, or shall we go thee to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed. I shall get her.
Good evening, Monsieur, what you call it. How do you do? You are very well met. God ill thee for your last companions. I am very glad to see you. Even a toy in hand here? Nay, pray, be covered.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox his bow, the horse his curb, the falcon her bells, so that man hath his desires, the pigeon's bill, so that wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church, find you a good priest who can tell you what marriage is. This man will but join you together as they join a wainscot. And then, in time, one of you will prove a strong panel and like green timber, warp and warp.
I'm not in the mind, but I am better to be married of this man than another. For he does not like to marry me well, and not being well married is a good excuse to you don't have to leave my wife. Ow!
Now with me and let me counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, you must be married, or we shall live in quandaries. Farewell, Master Oliver. Not, oh, sweet Oliver, oh, brave Oliver. Leave me not behind me, but wind away, be gone, I say. I will not be with.
Tis no matter, near a fantastical maid of them all shall flout me out of my calling.
Never talk to me, I will weep. Do I really?
But to have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good cause as one would desire. Therefore weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color.
Something browner than Judas. Mary, his kisses are deep as own children.
In faith, his hair is of a good color.
An excellent color. Your chestnut was ever the only color.
It is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy breath.
He hath found a pair of cast lips of Diana, a nun of winter sisterhood. This is not more religious thing. The very ice of chastity is in them.
But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him. Do you think so? I think he is not a pig curse, nor a horse stealer, but for his verity and love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eating nut.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a chapster. They are both the confirmers of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest on the Duke your father.
I met with the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. He asked me of what parentage I was.
Ah.
I said I was as good as he. So he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Quite traversed athwart the heart of his lover, as a puny tilter that spurs his horse but on one side and breaks his staff like a noble goose. But all's brave that youth mounts and folly guides. Who comes here?
Mistress and master, you have often inquired after the shepherd that complained of love, who you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising the proud disdainful shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
If you will see a passion truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn, go off a little, and I shall protect you, if you will mark it. Come, let us
sight of lovers beat those in love.
Bring us to the sight, and you shall say, I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee for I would not injure thee. Thou supposest me there's murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty sure and very probable that eyes are the frailest and softest of things, who shut their coward gates on atomies. Should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now, I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now, counterfeit this wound, why now fall down? Or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, lie not to say mine eyes are murderers. Now, show the wound my eye hath made of thee. Scratch thee, but with a pin, and there remains some scar of it, lean upon a rush. The secret trace of capable and pressured by shall moments keep. The mine eyes which I dart at thee, hurt thee not. Nor I'm sure there's no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Oh, dear Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me. And when that time comes, afflict me with thy not. Pity me not. As till that time, I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother, that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? Who, what though you have no beauty, as by my faith, I see no more at you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why look you so on me?
Odds my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too.
No faith, proud mistress, but not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can tame my spirits, your worship. You foolish shepherd! Wherefore do you follow her, like foggy south, puffing wind and rain? You are 1,000 times the proper a man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But, mistress, know yourself, down on your knees, and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you, friendly in your ear, sell when you can,
are not for all market.
Buy the man mercy. Love him. Take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide ye together. I had rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness.
And she'll fall in love with my anger.
If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so on me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you do not fall in love with me. For I am falser than vows made in wine. And besides, I like you not.
Oh.
If you will know my house is at the Tuft of Olives here hard by. Come, sister. Shepherd, ply her hard. Come, sister, will you go? Shepherdess, look on him better. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused in sight as he. Come to our flock.
That shepherdess I might. Oh, but we're love at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe.
Ha! What does that say, Sylvia?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I'm sorry for these overseas.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love, your sorrow and my grief were both exterminate.
Perhaps, my love. It's not that neighborly.
I would have you.
Why, that word. Covetousness, Sylvius. The time I thought I hated thee, and yet is not thy very love, but thou canst talk over love so well. Thy company which erst was irksome to me, I will endure, and employ thee too. But do not look for further recompense than thine own blindness when thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is my love, and I in such a poverty of grace would think it a most plenteous crop to glean the broken ears behind the man the May harvest reaps. Loose, now and then, a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Do you know the youth that spoke to me a while?
Not very well, though I have met him oft. He had fought the cottage in the bounds the old Carlo was once master of.
Think not I love him. Though I ask for him, 'tis no peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what I care for words, yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. 'Tis a pretty, not very pretty, but sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes of him. And like the proper man, the best thing in him is his complexion. He's faster than his tongue to make offense. His eyes to heal it up. He's not very tall, yet 4 years is tall. His leg is but so, and yet 'tis well. There's a pretty redness in his lips, a little more white rim or lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. 'Twas just the difference betwixt the constant red and mingled the mass. If he's a woman, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him? Oh, but for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. But I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what has he do to chide at me? He said my eyes are black, and my hair is black. And now I am remembered, scorned at me, I marvel I answer not again. But that's all one. Omitance is no quittance. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Sylvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
All right, straight. The matters in my head is in my heart. I'll be bitter with him and passing short. Go with me, Sylvius.
shepherd, in the act of declaring his feelings for Phoebe, a scornful shepherdess. Ganymede bought the lease to the property of an old shepherd, and Ganymede and Eliana set up a home in the forest. Not far away, and unaware of the newcomers, Duke Senior is living a simple outdoor life with his fellow exiled courtiers and huntsmen. Their merriment is interrupted by the arrival of Orlando, who sought nourishment for himself and his servant. The two men are welcomed by the outdoor courtiers. Ganymede and Eliana find verses addressed to Rosalind, hung on the branches of forest by Orlando. Ganymede finds Orlando and proposes to cure Orlando of his love. To do this, Orlando will woo Ganymede as if he were Rosalind, even though he really is Rosalind. Orlando consented and visits Ganymede, or Rosalind, every day for his lessons. In the meantime, the shepherdess Phoebe has fallen for Ganymede, while the shepherd Sylvius still pursues her. Furthermore, Touchstone, a court fool, has dazzled a country girl, Audrey, with his courtly manners. Audrey deserts her young suitor, William, for him.
Oh, some nasty repercussions for Rosalind there. A little bit of misunderstanding, but I'm sure she can pull through, right?
I pray thee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
Indeed I am. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in extremity of either are abominable fools, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then, 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the lady's, which is nice, nor the lover's, which is all these, but it is a melancholy of mine own, compounded of many symbols and extracted from many objects, and indeed the sundry contemplations of my travels, in which my often ruminations wrap me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveler. My fate, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your lands to see other men's. Then to have seen much and to have nothing, to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Indeed, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad. And to travel for it, too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Hey then, God be with you, and let you talk in blank verse.
Farewell, Mr. Traveler. Look you lisp and wear strange suits. Disable all the benefits of your own country. Be out of love with your nativity and almost chide God for making you that countenance you are. Or I will scarce think you have swam in a gondola. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? Can you serve me such another trick and never come in my sight more?
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love? He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts, and break but a part of the 1,000 parts of a minute in the affairs of love. It may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him on the shoulder, but I'll warrant him artful.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horse, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for. But he comes on with his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no tormentor, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he has a Rosalind with better leer than you.
Come, come. Now I will be your Rosalind in a holiday humor. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Ah. Nay. You were better speak first, and then when you were gravelled for lack of manner, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they're out, they will spit, and for lovers lacking, God warn us. Matter, the cleanliest shift is to kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
Mary, that should you if I were your mistress, or I should think my honesty ranker than my wit.
Well, what of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some joy, say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well then, in her person, I say, I will not have her.
Then, in mine own person, I die.
No! Faith! Die by attorney. This poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all that time there is not any man died in his own person, be illicit, in a love cause. Troilus had his brains dashed out with a Grecian club. Yet he did what he could to die before, and he is one of the patterns of love. Leander. Now he would have lived many a fair year, though hero had turned none, had it not been for a hot summer night. For, good youth, he went but forth to wash him in the Hellespont, and being taken with the damp, was drowned. The foolish chroniclers of that age found him as hero of Sestos. But these are all lies. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind. This mind, for I protest her crown might kill me.
By this hand, it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition, and ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith, will I. Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And will that have me?
I hope so.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand. I cannot say the words. You must begin, will you, Orlando, etc.
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
I but when?
Why now? As fast as she marries.
Then you must say, I do take thee, Rosalind, for what?
I do take thee, Rosalind, for what?
And I might ask you for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando, to be my husband. And there's a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thought runs before her actions.
But so do all thoughts. They are winged.
Now, tell me how long you would have her after you have possessed her.
Forever and a day.
Say a day, without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing, like Diana in the fountain, and that Bernard inclines to be merry. I will laugh like a hyena, and that Bernard disposed to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Aye, or else she could not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder. Make the doors upon a woman's wit. Twill out to the casement. Stop that. Twill out to the keyhole. Stop that. Twill out to the smoke at the chimney.
A man without a wife with such a wit might say, wit whither willed.
Nay. You might keep that check for it till you met your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
What wit can wit have to excuse that?
Mary, to say she came to seek you there. You shall never take her without her answer unless thou take her without her tongue. Oh, that woman that cannot make her fault her husband's occasion, let her never nurse her child herself, for she will breed it like a fool.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot laugh thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner.
Bye.
2 o'clock, I will be here with thee again.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much, and I thought no less. To that flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one castaway, and so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour.
Yes, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good sooth, and so God mend thee, and by all pretty oaths that are not dangerous, if you break 1 jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, and the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore, beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than wert thou indeed my Rosalind. So, adieu.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu. You have simply misused our sex in your love crate. We must have your doubled in your hose, plucked over your head, and show the world what the bird has done to her own nest. Cuz, my pretty little cuz, that thou knew how many fathoms deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My affection has an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal. Or rather bottomless, that as soon as you pour affection in, it runs out. No. That same wicked bastard of Venus, that was begot of thought, conceived of spleen, and born of madness. That blind, rascally boy that abuses everyone's eyes because his own are out. Let him be judged how deep I am in love. I'll tell thee, Elena, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he come. And I'm asleep.
Which is he that killed the deer?
Sir, it was I!
Let us present him to the Duke with a gold cover. It is Pillow, who set the gold upon his head is a branch of victory. Come, sir, have you no song for this occasion?
Yes, sir.
Then sing it. If that is not, I will be in tune as long as it makes noise enough.
What shall he have that killed the deer? His leather skin and horns to wear, and sing him home, the rest shall bear his burden. Take down the sword to wear the horn. It was requested I was born, thy father's father wore it, and thy father wore it. The horn gone forth to sleep. Who comes here?
My errand is to you, fair youth, my gentle feeding to me in this. I know not the contents, but as I guess by the stern ground waspish action which she did use for writing fit, it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but as a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swaggerer. Bear this, bear all. She says, I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were men as rare as phoenix. Oh, my life, her love is not the hare I do hunt. Why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd, well, this is a letter of your own device.
No contest, Phoebe did write it.
Why? 'Tis a boisterous and a cruel style, the style of a challenger. You are a fool and turned it to the extremity of love. I saw her hand. She has a leathern hand, a freestone-colored hand. I verily did think her old gloves were on, but 'twas her hand. She has a housewife hand. But that's no matter. I say she never did write this letter. This is a man's invention, and this his hand.
Sure it is hers.
Why? She defies me like Turk to Christian. Women's gentle brain could not draw forth such giant-brute invention, such Ethiop words, blacker in their effect than in their countenance. Wilt thou hear the letter?
So please you, for I have not heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebes me. Mark how the tyrant writes.
Art thou gone, to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned?
Can a woman rail thus?
Call you thus railing?
Why thy Godhead laid apart? Worst thou with a woman's heart?
I never did hear such railing.
Whiles the eye of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me,
Meaning me a beast.
if the scorn of thy bright eye have power to raise such love in mine.
Alack in me, what strange effect might they work in mild aspect? Whilst thou chid me, I did love. How then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me. And by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make. Or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you thus chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd, do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument and play false strings on me? Not to be endured. Well, go your ways to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake. And say this to her, if she love me, I charge her to love thee. And if she will not, then I will not have her till thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence and no more, for here comes more company.
Good morrow. There's one. Pray you if you know where in the produce of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees.
West of this place, down the neighbor bottom. the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream, left on your right hand brings you to the place. But at this hour the house doth keep itself, there's none within.
If then I might walk by tongue, then should I know you by description. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a right sister. The woman low and rounder than her brother. Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast being asked, say that we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that shepherd youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody knack. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you would know me, what man I am, and how, why, where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you tell it.
When lastly young Orlando parted from you, he left you with a promise to return again within an hour. And pacing through the forest, chewing the food with sweet and bitter fancy. Lo, what befell? He drew his eye aside and marked what object would present itself. Under an old oak whose boughs were mossed with age, and high-top wall of dry antiquity, a wretched, ragged man, overgrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who with her head nimble and fresh, approached the opening of his mouth. Suddenly, seeing Orlando, it did unlink itself, with indented glides and slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade, a lioness, with utters all drawn cry, lay couching head on the ground, cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast, they are nothing that thus seem as dead. This scene Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did better than the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando, did he leave him there, food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back in purpose so. But kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature, stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother, or was it you he rescued? Was it you that had so oft contrived to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell thee what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin.
By and by, when from the first to last betwixt us two, tears our countenances both kindly faded, as to how I came into that desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his cave. There stripped himself, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried in fainting upon Rosalind.
Why, come out! Gaming! Free gaming!
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Cousin! Game!
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home. We'll lead you thither, certainly to the body on.
Be of good cheer, you. You a man? You lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Ah, sir, a body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you, tell your brother how well I counterfeited.
This was not counterfeit. There's too great a testimony in your complexion. That it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then take good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
I do so, I confess it. But in faith, I should have been a woman by right. Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you draw homewards. Good sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must excuse my man. I must bear answer back and excuse my brother, Rosalind.
I will devise something. I pray you, commit my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my!
When Duke Frederick heard Orlando disappeared at the same time as Rosalind and Celia, he ordered Oliver to the forest to seek his brother. In the forest, Orlando saved Oliver's life, injuring his arm in the process. Oliver ran into Ganymede and Aliena in the forest and related the news. Rosalind, disguised as Ganymede, was overcome with her feelings for Orlando. Celia, disguised as Aliena, and Oliver quickly fell in love with one another. Rosalind decided that it was time to end her game with Orlando and devised a plan in which everyone would get married.
cover. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
A ripe age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Wast born in the forest here?
I, sir, I thank God.
Thank God. A good answer. Art thou wise?
I, sir, I have pretty bit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do remember it saying, the fool doth think himself to be wise, and the wise man knows himself to be a fool. The heathen philosopher, when he had a desire to eat a grape, would open his lips, and putting it into his mouth, meaning therefore that grapes were made to eat and lips to open. Do you love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hand. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for the figure of ritual that drink, being poured out of a glass into a cup, by filling one doth empty the other. Now, all your writers do consent that Ipsy is he. Now you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
He that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which in the vulgar lead, the society, which in the boorish is company of this female, which in the common is woman, which together is abandoned the society of this female. Or to wit, thou perishest, or thy better understanding, diest. Or to wit, I kill thee, translate thy life unto death, thy liberty unto bondage. I will deed thee with poison, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will ban thee with infection. I will eat or turn thee with palsy. I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore tremble and depart.
Do good, William. God bless you, married, sir.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come away, away.
Trip, Audrey, I can.
It's possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her. That, but seeing you should love her, and love you will, and whom she should grant. And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Helena. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It shall be to your good, for all my father's house, and all the revenue that was old Sir Rollins, will I estate upon you. And here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all contented followers. Go you and prepare Allian. For look you, here comes my Rosalind. God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Alas, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf. It is, my arm. I had thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion. Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady. Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief? Aye, greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are.
Nay, there was never anything so sudden but the fight of two rams, and Caesar's brasonical brag of, I came, I saw, and overcame, for your brother and my sister. No sooner met but they No sooner looked but they loved, no sooner loved but they sighed. No sooner sighed but they asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason but they sought a remedy. And in these degrees have they made a pair of stairs to marriage, which they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They're in the very wrath of love. Clubs cannot part them.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will bid adieu to the nuptial. Oh, Zoe, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. Why, so much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart's happiness in thinking my brother happy and having what he wishes for.
Why then, tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know that you are a gentleman of good conceit. I speak not this, that you should bear a good opinion of my knowledge, insomuch I say I know you are. And neither do I labor for greater esteem than may, in some little measure, draw belief from you to do yourself good, and not to praise me. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3-year-old, conversed with a magician, most profound in his art, and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind, so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, tomorrow, when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her. I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it seem not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is, and without any danger.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life I do, which I tender dearly, though I say I'm a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array, and your friend, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Oh, look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to show a letter that I wrote to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe,
And I,
for Ganymede,
and I for Rosalind.
and I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
and I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, and all observance. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you? If this be so, why blame me to love you?
Why do you speak too? Why blame you me to love you?
Though, to her that is not here, nor not here.
Pray you no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow meet me all together. I will marry you, if ever I marry woman. And I'll be married tomorrow.
I will satisfy you, if ever I satisfy a man, and you'll be married tomorrow. I will content you, if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. So fare you well, I have left you commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is a joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we will be married.
And I do desire it with all my heart. But I do hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Here comes two of the banished Duke's pages.
Well met, honest gentlemen. By my troth, well met. Come, sit, a soft.
We are for you. Sit in the middle.
Shall we clap into it rowdily without honking or spitting or saying yeah horse, which are the only prologues to a bad horse?
In faith, and both in a tune like, two gypsies on a horse.
Was a lover and his lass, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no. These pretty country folk would lie in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. Acres of the rye, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no. These pretty country folk would lie in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. Carol they began that hour, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no. For life was but a flower in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
Truly, young gentlemen, though there was a great ditty in the matter, I found the note was very untunable.
You are deceived, sir. We kept our time. We lost not our time.
By my troth, yes. I counted it but time lost to hear such a foolish song. God be with thee, and God mend thy voices. Come on, drink.
believe, Orlando, that this boy can do all that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe, and sometimes do not. As those that they hope and fear.
Patience once more, lest their compact is urged. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow her on Orlando here.
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
You say you will have her when I bring her.
That would I, were I of all kingdoms king.
You say that you'll marry me if I be willing.
Such a lie, should I die the hour after?
But if you do refuse to marry me, you'll give yourself to this most faithful shepherd.
So is the bargain.
You say you'll have Phoebe if she refuse me.
Though to have her in debt were both one thing.
I have promised to make this matter all even. Keep you your word, O Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. Keep you your word, Phoebe, that you'll marry me. But if you do refuse to marry me, you will wed this shepherd. Keep you your word, Sylvius, that you will have Phoebe if she refuse me. And from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, the first time that I ever saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But my good lord, this boy is forest-born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, whom he reports to be a great magician, obscured in the circle of this forest.
Surely there is another flood toward, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here are a pair of very strange beasts, which in all tongues are called fools.
Salutations and greetings to you all.
Good my lord, welcome him. This is the motley-minded gentleman that I have so oft met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trot a measure, I have flattered a lady, I have been polite with my friends, smooth with my enemies. I have undone 3 tailors, I have had 4 quarrels, and like to have one.
And how was that taken up?
We fought and found the quarrel was upon the 7th cause.
How 7th cause? Good my lord, like this fellow.
I like him very well.
I desire you of your like. I have praised in here, amongst the rest of your country, copulatives, to swear and to forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks. An ill-favored thing, a poor virgin, sir. A poor humor of mine to take that no man else will. Rich honesty dwells in a miser. A pearl in your foul oysters.
By my faith, he is very swift and sententious.
But for the 7th cause, how was it that the quarrel was found upon the 7th cause?
Upon a lie 7 times removed. There your body more seemly, Audrey. I did dislike a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word if I said it was not well cut. He was in the mind it was. This is called retract courteous. If again I sent him word it was not well cut, he would send me word he cut it to please himself. This is called the quit modest. And if again it was not well cut, he would disable my judgment. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, I spake not true. This is called the proof valid. And so to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how often did you say his beard was not well cut?
I dares not give him the lie circumstantial, nor he dares give me the lie direct. So we measured swords, and he parted.
Can you nominate in order now the degrees of the lie?
Sir, we quarrel in print, by the book. As you have books for good manners, I will name you the degrees. The first, the retrot courteous. The second, the quick modest. The third, reply churlish. The fourth, the proof valiant. The fifth, the counter-check quarrelsome. The sixth, the lie circumstantial. The seventh, the lie direct. Now, all these you may avoid but the lie direct. And you may avoid that too with an it. I knew when 7 justices were met together and could not take up a quarrel. And when the parties met themselves, one of them thought of an if. Now, if you say so, then I say so. And they shook hands and swore brothers. Your if is the only peacemaker, much virtue in if.
Is this not a rare fellow, my lord? He is as good at anything and yet still a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
Then there is mirth in heaven, when earthly things may even atone together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her, yea, brought her hither, that thou mightest join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then my love is due? I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
Peace. Oh, I thought confusion, tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands, if truth holds true pretense. You and you no partial part. You and you are heart and heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together, as winter through foul weather. Whiles of wedlock can we sing, feed yourselves with questioning. What reason wonder may diminish, how thus we meet, and these things finish.
Wedding is great Juno's crown. Oh, blessed bond of board and bed. 'Tis Hymen's people's every town. High wedlock then be honor and honor, high honor and renown to Hymen, God of every town.
Oh, my dear niece. Welcome thou art to me, even daughter. Welcome in no less degree.
I will not keep my word, now thou art mine. Thy faith, my fancy to thee doth combine. Let me have audience for a word or two. I
Roland, that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick, hearing how every day men of great birth resorted to this forest, where dressed a mighty power, which were on foot in his own conduct to bring his brother here to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, whereupon, meeting with an old village man, was converted, both from his enterprise and from the world. His crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again, which were with him exiled. This to be true, I do engage my life.
Welcome, young man. Thou offerest fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one, his lands withheld. To the other, a land itself at large, a potent dukedom. First in this forest, led us to those ends that here were well begun and well begot. And after every of this happy number that hath endured shrewd days and nights with us in the forest, shall share in the good of our returned fortune, according to the measure of their states. Meantime, forget this new fallen dignity, and fall into rustic revelry, you brides and bridegrooms all, with measure heaped in joy to the measure's fall.
Sir, why your patience, if I did hear you rightly, the Duke hath put on a religious life and grown into neglect the pompous court.
He hath.
To him will I, of these convertites, there is much to be heard and learned. You to your former honor I bequeath, your virtue and patience well deserved it. You to a love that your true faith doth merit. You to your land, your love and great allies. You to a long and well-deserved bed. And you to your wranglings, for thy loving voyage is but for 2 months' victual. So to your pleasures, I am for other than dancing measures.
Stay. Jock, stay.
To see no pastime I, what you'll have, I'll stay to know at your abandoned cave.
Proceed, proceed. We'll begin these rites, as we do trust them, end in true delight.
It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more unhandsome than to see the lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, then it is true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet, to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays often prove the better by the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in, then, that am neither a good epilogue, nor cannot insinuate with you on the behalf of a good play. I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the ladies. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as pleases you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, as, by your simpering, I perceive that none of you hates them. then between you and the women, the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had complexions that pleased me, beards that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I'm sure that as many of you as have good faces and good beards and sweet breaths will, for my kind offer, when I make a curtsy, bid me farewell.
Last night by saying they could come out and visit with you.
That was wonderful. Thank you all so much.
And they did that. And then they did more of that. So why don't we have about 10 minutes of reading in the auditorium of Collie Food? All right, come on.